In this episode, we're camping in this incredible tiki hut on an island with no name. We are heading out for another island adventure. We're out here in Galveston Bay in Texas, right along the Gulf, launching from the Texas City Dike, which is actually the longest man-made fishing pier in the world. It's over 5 miles jutting straight out into the bay. And if that wasn't cool enough, we are headed to a little unnamed island that has a mysterious tiki hut that I just could not find any information on. Looks like a little slice of paradise, so I just knew I had to go out there and spend the night. Beautiful day today. It's 50 degrees but sunny. Very light wind, just a perfect December day to get out and paddle. Feels so good to be back on some salt water, out on the coast again. There's something so magical about it. Anyways, we've got less than a mile to go to our unnamed island. Let's enjoy the paddle and let's get to our tiki hut. And there it is. We made it. First impressions, this thing is just huge. I thought it was going to be a lot smaller than this. Love how you got the Texas flag, so fitting. You've got somewhat of a hammock here. Guess you could sit on that. Looks like we don't need a table or a chair. Got everything we need right here. This is some pretty solid construction. And I did bring some firewood, but maybe I didn't have to. Got some grills. Some kind of brick oven. That is cool. And does anybody know what this is for? I'm guessing maybe you could pull up a bigger boat. Guess you could use it as a diving board or something. Wow, had I known about this, I would have brought a big trash bag to get rid of all this. This thing really looks like it took a lot of work to construct. Wonder what the story is behind it. Well, I think I found my bed for the night. Oh, the sun is setting. Looking beautiful out there. Also getting a little chilly, so I want to get a fire going right away. Brought some Texas style firewood, whatever that is. It's supposed to be great for barbecue, just cooking over the fire. Still not sure if we're gonna cook over the fire or use one of these grills, but either way, we're gonna be eating good tonight. That is feeling so good. Well, I am hungry. Got everything laid out for our dinner. We're gonna have some beef fajitas tonight. Pretty straightforward, not a whole lot of ingredients. Got some beef skirt steak, already marinated and seasoned, so good to go. Got our fajita veggies, some bell peppers and onions, pico de gallo, some lime, and it's all going in these Texas-made La Rancherita tortillas. So we got a couple grates here that we can cook on, so I think I'm gonna try to level out the fire and put my pan over one of these. That's easy enough. I think that might be a little bit too hot though. Gotta put it off to the edge a little bit. And while that's cooking, gonna start off with my all-time favorite type of apple. That's a sweet tango. They're a cross between a Honeycrisp and a Zestar apple. So good. Cheers. I've tried maybe 20 or 30 different apples. This is a Honeycrisp hybrid and I think it's one of the best. I better go check on our skirt steak. Oh, it's looking good. And I'm gonna try a little treat from our family friends, Tommy and Stacy. These are some tamarind banderillas that they picked up on their last visit to Mexico. And I've had a lot of tamarind things, but never these. Give this a try right off the bat. That is nice. I don't know if you can tell, it's actually wrapped around a straw and you can actually take this and dip it in a drink. So we got some sparkling mineral water from Mexico. Oh, that is nice. Right off the bat, really getting some good tamarind flavor. Also think there are chili peppers in there, kind of reminiscent of tahini. This is really good. Probably gonna be even better as it dissolves a little bit more. Let's go check on our meat. Yeah, that feels done. I actually realized I ran out of paper plates as I was getting the kayak packed up, so just gonna use some paper towels. Get this set aside. We'll get our veggies cooked up real quick. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of this heat, kind of warm up the tortillas a little bit. Not ideal, but it'll work. I just love the smell of peppers and onions cooking. Yeah, veggies are done. Did not take long at all. That is even better now that it's dissolved more in there. Let's get our fajitas made up. Pretty straightforward. Just gonna break up some of the meat. Get some of our veggies in there. And there's our first one. Let's see how it tastes. I am so hungry. The meat actually turned out really nicely for just kind of winging it. Got some sections that really got blackened. You got some good flavor, even getting some smoky flavor from the campfire. It's all mixing together with these veggies. Simple but delicious. I can't believe I forgot the pico. And the lime. Knew it was missing a little something. Brought that flavor up to a whole other level. Pairing so nicely with the drink too. And let me get these other three made up real quick. And there we go, 3 more fajitas. So if you've been following along for the road trip, you'll know this is our 3rd adventure out here in Texas. And that might come as a surprise because I actually thought I had jury duty coming up and was just gonna go straight to Louisiana after. But jury duty during Thanksgiving week, guess I should have known there was a good chance I wouldn't have to show up. So ended up not having to go, had time for another Texas video. So excited to be out here on the Gulf. And just what a completely different side of Texas compared to West Texas. Like out in El Paso, that is straight up desert, super dry, mountainous. And out here it is humid, and being on the Gulf, it's like being right at the ocean. And actually a few days ago it got up to 80 degrees, 90+% humidity the entire day. And now today it's been mostly in the 40s all day. Really wild weather this time of year here. I know some people might be wondering, like, how did I even find this spot? I was using Google Maps, looking around the area, trying to find some spots to camp. Found this unnamed island, started zooming in, and I saw a structure right there on the beach. I was thinking, well, that definitely has to be man-made. Don't know what it is, but looks like something worth checking into. So if you don't know, I've been doing this road trip with my little puppy Leo. Also my mom and her dog Preston have been joining me on and off. So the 3 of them are back home at the van right now, keeping cozy. We spent the past few days in Galveston, which is actually right behind me a couple miles. Really cool island city, a lot to check out there. Beaches are all dog friendly, so we got to take the dogs there and just have a good time. Different parks and restaurants and breweries, just really nice out there. And spent a little bit of time out in Houston before coming out here. What a massive city. Like a lot of cities, I'll know what to do when I get there. You have a downtown to check out, maybe a couple cool neighborhoods and parks, but Houston is just sprawling and massive. It's like, I don't even know where to begin. Definitely want to go back there for at least a couple more days. You know, there's so much to check out there, and I feel like I didn't really get to see much of it so far. But Louisiana, boy am I excited for what I got planned out there. I do think I have a spot in mind for Alabama now, but Mississippi's still up in the air, so I'd love to hear y'all's suggestions. Yeah, I'm getting out of my last couple bites. This was so good, I wish I had more. Really a good kind of meal to make while camping. Super easy and satisfying. And got to cook it over the fire, which I always think is really fun to do. Okay, before getting in the sleeping bag, let me make sure I can actually lie down on here without falling. Okay, it kind of works, but definitely can't be tossing and turning tonight. And it's only 8:30, but I wanted to get warm and cozy early tonight. Got this book on sea kayaking by Derek C. Hutchinson, so I'm gonna brush up on my skills and get hyped for being back on the coast. Well, it's about 10 o'clock now. It was nice to get to read while being all cozy in the sleeping bag and just hearing the sound of the waves. Well, I'm ready to get some sleep, so I'll see y'all in the morning. Good night. Well, good morning. Let me get all this off. Stayed nice and warm everywhere but my face. I think my nose is a little bit red. This is what it's like waking up here. The temperature wasn't bad, but the wind is just constant out here. Just kept getting me in the face all night. That's the only part where I didn't stay warm. And I know it's not a good idea to put your face like under your sleeping bag at night. Like, you'll build up a lot of moisture from your breath and actually make your sleeping bag a lot less effective. So if any of you know of some kind of like face shield or some kind of warmer like that I could wear on nights like these, that would be really helpful. Yeah, otherwise super chill night out here. Really nice white noise with all the waves crashing. Heard a few birds here and there, not a whole lot going on. The angle and curvature of this bench, I just had to keep really snug up against the backrest all night and it worked. Yeah, I got some really good rest here. Also, sometimes I would wake up and just have a beautiful view of the moon and the clouds. At one point I got woken up by a bird like right out there in front of the hut. Let out a really shrill sound and woke me right up. It was kind of funny. But yeah, overall sleep rating, probably a 6 out of 10, a little bit above average. I want to get up and take a walk right away, warm up a little bit. Maybe we will find something cool out here. You can see behind the island, got a deep shipping channel. You'll have different boats kind of rest out there and stay protected from any waves. You can also see some of the different tall buildings out there in Galveston, and even a cruise ship out there. Really so cool how you just have endless seashells everywhere. Love how even out here in an area that seems so tropical and humid, you have cacti. Whoa, look at all these crabs. Somehow I always seem to stumble upon glasses. Never ceases to amaze me, just all the stuff that you can find just walking around the beach. These look like they were once jellyfish. Yeah, you can even see the tentacles. More glasses. Got some prickly pear fruit. I think we gotta give this a try later. Wow, that came off so easily. Should be nice and ripe. So cool how you have a network of whatever this kind of plant is just crawling all over the ground. Need to come out here to the end of this island, just see all the life there is out here. You can see there's even a lot more like thick brush out there. Got some big shrubs, maybe even some trees, but a lot of animals living there. Really neat to see, but I am hungry for breakfast, so let's get back. Oh no, is that my sleeping pad? Better go get my kayak. There we go. Well, that's one way to wake up, huh? Well, we got it secured. Well, let's get back to our tiki hut. Well, after all that commotion, I'm glad we're making an easy breakfast this morning. We're gonna be heating up some jalapeno and cheddar kolaches that I picked up from HEB. Snack on a little bit of granola on the side. Also got a banana and that prickly pear cactus fruit we foraged. Start off with the prickly pear. It's pretty small, but I think it should be nice and tasty. Such a vibrant magenta and pink. Wonder if this was ever used as a natural dye. It's really something. It is so soft, looks really ripe and juicy. Cheers. Very juicy, has like a floral apple kind of flavor. I think this one's actually better than the store-bought one I had last video. Seeds are a little bit bigger though, that's for sure. That was really fun to get to forage and eat something, and especially so tasty like that. I want to start heating up the kolaches on my stove right now, but very windy. Got to be strategic on where I decide to do it. Now right now the wind is coming this way, so I'm thinking if I set up cooking right here, I think it'll shield it pretty nicely. And for good measure, I'll put my cooler right there. There was some kind of coyote or wolf all the way at the end of the beach back there. Anyways, let's see if this will work. I think that'll do. A little bit of butter in there and get our kolaches going. Let's start working on our banana while we wait for that to heat up. Now, I've been noticing there are fish jumping right there, like maybe just 10 feet from the edge of the water. It's really cool. What a cool spot this is. From what I can tell, it first appeared in 2017. Don't know who built it, don't know how much work it took, but definitely is impressive. I really did a lot of digging around. I was checking different map sources, and looks like no one has named this island yet. We're right next to Pelican Island, but this is a completely different one and just no name. If any of you watching have a good name for the island, leave it in the comments. It'll be fun for us as a community to figure out what to name this place, because I think it definitely deserves a name. Well, I think our kolaches should be done. Let's go check on them. Yep, they are looking good. And these are some Texas kolaches. They're sausages wrapped in a pastry dough. They're a Czech-American creation and would actually be called klobásniks, but here in Texas, they are kolaches. Really popular to get these at bakeries, donut shops in the morning. Around here, they even have entire restaurants dedicated to kolaches. They are really a big deal. And they aren't just in Texas. I actually first had them when traveling through Kentucky, but Texas is definitely king when it comes to kolaches. These are really good for some store-bought kolaches. Kind of thinking these would be better for a camping trip rather than having some day-old kolaches from a shop. And you can just see the cheddar and the jalapeno in there. Sausage is wonderful, just has a great amount of kick, and that cheddar in there. That sweet dough on the outside. I've been loving everything that I've tried from HEB so far. HEB is a grocery store that's only here in Texas, and people really love it here. Their store brand is just fantastic. They have great prices there, and they do a lot of outreach to communities. Like spending the past month here in Texas and getting to go to HEB all the time, they have quickly become probably my #1 grocery store, at least tied with Trader Joe's. They're one of the things I'm really gonna miss about Texas when we're gone. At least we got Buc-ee's on the road though. Oh, I really feel like I could eat a dozen of those all by myself. And got a little peanut butter protein granola. Good way to finish off breakfast. While we were in Galveston, I stopped by a local place, Red Light Coffee Roasters. Picked up some of their Santa Isabel. It's a naturally processed El Salvador. Smells so good. There's some real waves coming in right now. Something interesting I've noticed is that here you only have like a 2 or 2.5 foot tidal variation. And from one tide to the next, it'll be like 16 hours. Like back at home in the bay, it'll be as much as a 10 or 11 foot tide during king tide and shifts every 6 hours. So really different here. I think that's why a tiki hut like this is so possible here, is because the tide isn't really coming up that far to wash it out. Like doing something like this back at home, it'd have to be way far up the beach, and even then I think it'd be questionable. That is wonderful. Definitely right off the bat, tons of natural blueberry flavor. Definitely some nice nuttiness and really getting that vanilla too. But I'm thinking we better hurry. I want to make it out of here before these thunderstorms. We're about to make it out of here just in time. I don't know if you can see all that rain out there, but definitely do not want to be caught in that. Got all my trash packed. Also was able to use the bag for the firewood to collect a lot of that recycling from under the table. And with that, we are good to go. What a cool spot to check out. Thanks so much for coming along, and y'all come back now, you hear?